Hello everybody, Christopher Vagale here from Invest in Me. On this video tutorial I shall be talking to you about the Invest in Me platform, what it is designed for, its basic functionalities and how you can become part of the platform, how you can log in, create an account, and of course run your campaigns and then share your campaigns to your network of friends and potential investors to receive crowdfunding for your projects. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Before we continue, let us take a quick look at the home page or the user interface. As you log into the platform, you will notice the menu bar at the top containing the various menus. As you go further down, you see featured campaigns at the top, and you can view different campaigns by clicking on the arrows either on your right or your left. As you go further down, you see the campaign categories. So as individuals and groups create campaigns, they will sit in different campaign categories, and you can easily access them by just clicking on the campaign category's name. As we move further down, we have a popular campaigns tab that contains some of the more popular campaigns, those that have been receiving funding and gaining a lot of traction. And finally, as we go at the bottom there, we have the latest campaigns. This illustrates the campaigns that have been recently launched, and they will sit there until new ones replace them. And finally, as we get down to the bottom there, before the footer, we have a back campaigns option, and of course a get funded campaign, start campaign tab. So you can click on either one of these, either to explore or to start your campaign. And finally, at the bottom there, we have our supported by section, and of course other useful links here at the footer. We also have a stay connected section here with two social icons, which are Facebook and LinkedIn. So by clicking on any of these two, the link should take you to either our Facebook page or our LinkedIn page. And over here in the far left at the bottom corner are your social login options. This is quite important. I believe a lot of you, especially those who have a Facebook account or a Google or Instagram account, will find this very useful. It's very convenient to log in as opposed to logging in using the main login at the top there on the main menu bar. And we will demonstrate some of these features as we go through this video. So I thought I wanted to share that with you first and foremost before we actually take a closer look on how to log in and create a campaign. So we know what the homepage is all about. Let us take a look at the other menu items. So we have a explore menu tab here, and we've broken the different campaign categories into 4 parts, which are business, community, emergency, and innovation. And as you can see, we've highlighted the different subcategories that sit under the main category headings. So you can also access the different campaigns by clicking any of these, and it will take you to the campaign category that it relates to. So for this one, we have gender-based violence. So that will sit under the community main header and in the subcategory of gender-based violence, and the same will apply to the rest of the categories. Now on our startup or start campaign tab, this will take you to another page which tells you a bit more about our objectives, our aims, our goals, and then it'll bring you to a bit of content relating to what crowdfunding is and how it is the fastest growing means in which individuals and groups are raising funds in this day and age. And then it gives you options here and again over here to start campaigns. So when you click on this tab, it'll take you to your dashboard. Right now it will not show anything because we haven't logged in yet. So we will eventually get to that point, and I will demonstrate or illustrate what the start campaign tab will look like. But before we do that, let's move on to the next tab. This is a very important tab, and I hope that a lot of you will be able to access this and learn more about the campaign itself aside from this video. So if you click on the FAQ tab in itself, you will be brought to this page. This is a frequently asked questions section. What it does is just highlight some of the basic questions that most people may ask with regard to the use of the platform and its functionality. So we've grouped them into three main sections, which is starting your campaign, sharing with friends, and managing your donations. And as you can see, if you click on the plus and minus sign here, it should open up and provide you additional information. So we've summarized it there, but then you're also able to click on the different icons there, plus and minus, and learn more or read in greater detail with regard to the various topics or the frequently asked questions that are regularly asked. So that's what this page is all about. We also have a section here which talks about who we are, what our inspiration is, what the main purpose of the platform is, and then we also have a video that runs and also supports some of the ideas and reasons why we've created the platform. Okay, the next tab is our blog section. This blog section is a collection of different writings which myself and other content managers will be adding to the platform. It has a wide range of topics, from different news releases to different techniques. Say for example, this tab here is a write-up just illustrating 7 steps to launching a successful campaign. So we get into some detail about what a campaign is and what are some of the winning elements. And as I have mentioned in my previous discussions, a campaign is only good as the content that you provide on it, something that people can relate to. And these blogs are quite useful in that sense because they're able to really give you some detailed instructions as to what are the components of a winning campaign. So anyone can access this, read up about it before getting into a campaign, so that you're able to prepare or create campaigns which are appealing, and hopefully you're able to raise money fast for your various causes using some of the techniques that we will be writing about. And we also have other news. This here is a Hack for Change event which we were proud to be a part of, bringing people together, especially young people, to code solutions. So the blogs also serve as a notice board, just illustrating some of the things that we as a platform are doing within the community, just to raise some awareness and to get the message out there about what we do and how the platform is helping the wider community. And of course we have information relating to our fees. This may change. What we have here is basically industry standard. Some of these figures are taken from other crowdfunding platforms, so the platform fee and of course the transaction fee. So our management fee is 6.9%. So what that means is if you raise 100 kina, we deduct 6.9% or 6 kina 90 toya from that 100 kina as our management fee for enabling the transaction to happen. So that's just some information about our fees. Okay, the next section here is a e-hub. We've decided to create this section to add value on top of the Invest in Me platform. So with the e-hub, it is what we consider to be a resource center. We're providing additional resources to either create an online presence, which is in the form of a website or blogs, and we have that capability built into a website by linking it to another platform that we've created that does that, which we also own and manage. And we also have an online job board for individuals to get on board and profile themselves, their skill set, and also upload things like their resumes and contact details so that potential employees are able to connect with them. And then they are also able to link their profiles back to the Invest in Me platform in the event that potential investors or backers may want to read more about them as individuals or as a company. So we've built that into the platform to provide that additional value add for the users of our platform. The next tab is our contacts tab. This tab, or this section, as the name suggests, is a page allowing users to connect directly with us with any queries or matters which they need to discuss with regard to the platform, its functionality, what they can run campaigns for, and an array of different things that they may need to discuss with us before getting their campaigns out or whilst running campaigns. So it has a section here where they can put their name, their email addresses, and it's all automated in that once they submit a message, we are able to pick that up immediately and respond accordingly to the emails that they've specified. So we're able to maintain that communication with our users. So that's basically what's contained in on our main menu section. So in our next session we shall discuss how one would register or log into the platform using the main login section up here, or by using the social link icons at the bottom. So in order for you to create and run a campaign, you will need to have your account created on the Invest in Me platform. We have allowed for users to create accounts in two different ways. Firstly, by creating or registering using the login icon here at the top, or by utilizing your existing social media accounts and logging in through social media such as Facebook, Google, and Instagram. So with the first login option, users are required to click on the login button up here before providing their username and password. But for those users, or for the majority of users who are new, they would have to click on a sign up where they provide again their username, their email address, and their password before registering. Once they have registered, then they will click on the login as I showed you previously and provide the username and password details before logging in and accessing their account. The other option is the social login option, which I would recommend to most of our users simply because it is more convenient. And if you already have a Facebook or Google or Instagram account, which most people already do have, it is a simple matter of just clicking on the link. For example, logging in using your Facebook account. This should then take you to an interface where you provide your login details, and then by clicking on the login, it should then authenticate you as your login user if you have provided the information with regard to your phone number, email, and password correctly, and it should give you access onto the platform. The same would also apply for social login using Google, where you will be asked to provide your Google credentials, and upon providing those correctly, you will then be granted access to the Invest in Me dashboard. And similarly with the Instagram login, a similar process would apply. And as you may or may not know, because Instagram is also owned by Facebook, you're either able to log in directly using your Instagram account or by using the Facebook account, which Instagram is normally connected to. So once you've done that, then you will be able to access the platform and start running your campaigns. Now I've actually run this example incognito mode just to illustrate the fact that when you do click on this link here, that dialog boxes will appear asking you for information, That's because when I do log into my normal or using my normal browser, I have already logged in, and it will not ask me to do that. So if I do click, in my case, on my Facebook social login button, it should automatically take me in, and the login icon now should change to a CF, standing for crowdfund dashboard. That will indicate that you are now in your account and that you are now ready to create your campaigns. Once you have created your account, you will have access to a dashboard, which is up here in the top right hand corner. Once you've clicked on the crowdfunding or CF dashboard, it should take you now back to your back office, which is where information regarding your profile, the type of campaigns that you've created, and other information will sit. So with this dashboard, as you can see, under the My Accounts tab, you have things like your profile, contact, passwords, rewards. If, for example, you've created an account and you've donated to another cause which has an incentive or reward system, your rewards will also show up here in your accounts as well, so you know what's owing to you under this section here. And then you can also log out from this same dashboard. Under the campaigns tab, you have the campaigns that you run, the campaigns that you've invested in, the pledges or funds that you've received, different campaigns that you've bookmarked, payments that you've made from your native wallet in your account, and of course deposits which you have also deposited into your account in order for you to make payments against other campaigns. And of course it'll also show the different campaigns that you have also backed. So that's some useful information there. You also have some graphs here, and you will see later on when I log into my account as the administrator what will show here, just as an example, so you know. So once you start receiving donations, you see different lines or graph appear here, just indicating the day and the amount, and then the total number of your campaigns that are backed, and the amount of pledges that were received. And then you can search by dates or the different weeks. As we go further down, now you can't see anything because you haven't created any campaigns yet. Over here you have a balance section. What this is effectively a native wallet. What a native wallet is a system or application wallet. So for example, if you wanted to, you could add currency into your wallet and then use that currency again to donate towards other campaigns. So that money is kept locally on your native wallet. Then you can also create or update your information, so that when you do run campaigns and users click on your information, it will be able to provide them with your username, your email address, and other information should they wish to contact you later on to find out more about your campaigns. And then you can edit all that by simply clicking on the edit button here at the bottom. So that's basically what your dashboard is made up of. And on the top right hand corner here is what we'll be looking at next. This is the tab which allows us now to create campaigns. So if we click on this, it should then take you to a form. Now in order for us to run a campaign, we need to provide certain information about the campaign itself. So this is the form that every campaigner has to complete before that campaign is then uploaded onto the Invest in Me platform. So you begin with a title. Let's call this test campaign, and then you have a description. With the description section, you're able to write in great detail what the course is about. You can provide your aims, your vision, your objectives, even contact details aside from the details that are on your profile. You can also add pictures by clicking on the add media button here at the top. You're able to format your write-up using different font tools, like you can be able to bold or italics different text, and you can always play around with the alignment as well. So let's just put a description here. This is a funding drive for the youth at Badili. And as I said, this can become quite detailed, but for now we'll just leave it as that, make it very simple. This here, as opposed to the other section that we will get to later on, is going to be quite detailed. There's another section at the bottom that will contain a brief description, but in a very simplified form. This is what people would read when they I'll show you when they read about the campaign. The shorter condensed version would be something like this here, and that will come further on down, which is a short description of the project or the course, but we'll get to that when we come there. So after you put in your description there, you scroll down, you have the option to do the same thing. For now, let's just copy this one across, paste it in there, and then how I've categorized the different campaigns under these headings here. What the category section allows you to do is to select the category, so that when you do, or when it does get approved, it will sit under the category that the campaign relates to, making it easier for backers or investors to donate via category as opposed to just going through each and every campaign. It reduces the number of it reduces the time in which they have to go looking for various campaigns that do appeal to them. So if it's to do with the youth, click on that, and then I believe there was a section here for youth. For now, let's just leave it under education. I don't think I've included that yet, so I'll do that later. And then you can add different tags. You can say this is for development. You can put more than one, so you can put development there, and then always remember to put a comma, and then you put the other tag that you want to tag this particular category by. So you can say youth, then you can say whatever else it relates to. So you're talking about youth programs, so anything related to youth development. And then you have the option to upload a picture. So once you've done that, it'll take you to this section here. You can select the picture. So I'll select this picture of this young child and upload that there. And then you can insert that by clicking on the button at the bottom there, and that will insert that as a featured image. If you have a video, you can insert a video here as well. So let's just go to YouTube over here. Let's click on this video, and then I'll just copy the URL here, come back to our folder, and then I'll paste it in there. Okay, the next section where it says campaign add method, these are different methods in which your campaign is concluded. You can set a target date. So what that means is you set a date in the future where you need to raise that money and it ends at that time, or you can set a date and a goal, So whichever um, eventuates first, you may achieve your target goal, which is the amount you want to raise before the date, or you might set a date that uh, actually falls before the actual goal itself is achieved, or you can set a campaign that never ends. This would be good for things like churches, especially if they are collecting, for example, donations from their clergy to build a church. Then they can always leave it open. So in our case, let us just go by the target goal. Let's click on that, and the date which we want to start at is, the date today is the 29th, so let's start today. Let's leave the end date blank, so it tells the system that we're not limiting our campaign drive to certain dates. It will continue until the target goal is achieved. Now the minimum amount is the amount which people have to donate from upwards. So if for example, we put 2 in here, the minimum amount that anyone can donate is 2. They can't donate anything lower than that. The maximum amount, that depends on whoever's running the campaign. Normally I'd leave this blank, so you're not limiting people as to the amount of money that they want to donate to the campaign, which is a good thing. There may be other instances where you might put a cap on it, but that's entirely up to you. Now the funding goal is the amount that you want to raise. So if, for example, we wanted to raise 10,000, we put 10,000 here, and that would be it. Remember not to put the comma there because it will not recognize it. Just put in the actual figures themselves there. Recommended amount. The recommended amount is usually the amount that when you click on a campaign, it's the amount that the system recommends. So for example, the minimum amount and the recommended amount are 2 different things. You could have a recommended amount which is different from the minimum amount. So in our case, let's make the recommended amount 10. So when an investor clicks on your campaign, it will show 10 as a recommended amount, and they can move that up or down. They can increase or decrease that. When they do decrease it, they can only go down as far as 2 because that's the minimum amount that we've nominated. With regard to predefined pledges, we're able to create different options there where people can donate against. You can either leave that blank and have them choose, or you can choose that for them, so it makes the process seamless. And then you have a contributor table which shows those backers or individuals who have donated to a cause, and you can always have contributor anonymity, meaning that they will show a contribution coming in, but it will not show any details. Some people would like to remain anonymous, and that allows them to do that. And then towards the end, you have the country which this campaign is running at. For our case, we're in Papua New Guinea, and the location wherever it is in Papua New Guinea, let's say Port Moresby there. And that should pretty much end that part of creating a campaign. There's other options here with regard to a reward option, but we will discuss that later. So before you do end your campaign, you click on this button here that you've agreed to the terms and conditions, and then you submit your campaign. And then you should receive a message saying the campaign is successfully submitted. So now if you go back to your dashboard, under your campaigns, my campaigns, you should see something there. The reason why it is not showing up here is because the campaign has not yet been approved. So if I do log out of here and log in again as administrator, I will be then asked to approve that campaign like so. And it should be sitting here as one of the campaigns which I need to approve. So if I do scroll down, I'll actually delete one of these ones because I pressed the submit button twice. I'll get rid of this one. I will then review the campaign to ensure that it is in line with our terms of service, which I am confident this one is. And once I'm happy with that, I will publish that campaign. So once that is done, as an administrator, I can always preview the changes. And there you go. We have our video there. Got the name of the campaign, the name of the person or individual or group who is running the campaign, the funding goal. And then you've got your social share capabilities or icons over here. You've got your short story there. And then you've got the longer version of the story here.